She appeared to be struggling now, and at that moment a mighty crack of thunder shook the very ground with its ferocity, and she let out a frightened scream. He was off the chair, in the water, and well on his way to her before the thunder had paused for breath. He swam as he always had, and she was in his grasp, secure, safe, riding to shore with relief and wonder flooding through her. He carried her well up the beach before he let his grip on her relax. She had never felt such assured confidence. He gently set her down and scanned her for signs of shock, his fingers on her wrist counting out her pulse and monitoring its calm slowing. She was all right. She'd been scared and frightened and a little surprised, but all right. "The weather can change very quickly here," he murmured self-consciously, turning his face slightly from her gaze. "You saved my life." She was trying to look directly into his eyes, but he averted them. "You're cold." He searched for her wrap, but it had been blown distant by the storm and would have been drenched anyway. He took off his sea-sodden shirt and wrapped it around her shoulders. With his efforts and the heat of the day, it already had some warming effect. She shivered a little as he drew it closed around her, and looked childlike as she disappeared inside his shirt. Pale and drenched, she still looked incredibly beautiful. "I will take you home. Where are you staying?" He noticed her try to avoid the question. "Oh, it's okay, I'm just over there, round the rocks, there." She sounded disingenuous. "Okay, then I will take you." He was getting to his feet. "No." She sounded a little too shrill. "Why not?" I can't explain, but no, thank you. Perhaps I'll see you here tomorrow." He stood back rebuffed. "Yeah, okay, maybe tomorrow. Take care." He called after her as she hurried off round her rocks. That night she had a house servant drive her out on the small road that ran behind the beach. He was there, with his tent set up for the night, and he sat in his chair playing a rather out-of-tune guitar and singing softly to himself in a flat voice. She wound down the window and listened. "Where are the hills I so long to see? Where are the deer I hope running free? Where are the friends so dear to me? Maybe it's time to go, up and on with the show." She suddenly felt very sad, and she wondered at the ache inside her. He continued on. "Night seems it's closing in. Hope grows incredibly thin." She rolled up the window and touched her driver on the shoulder to move on. She was embarrassed and puzzled at her own emotion, and to find she had teared up. The next day she brought him lunch and sat watching the sea and said very little. "Don't you have friends to meet or things to be about?" he asked her. "No." She answered firmly and continued to just gaze out over the ocean with a contemplative calmness. "Well, I'm sure you don't want to spend all your day with me. It was kind of you to bring over lunch, and I thank you. But I'm rewarded enough. You don't have to do more." "No." She smiled back at him over her shoulder. "No?" he countered. She continued, "This is the part where you tell me I should be off with younger people of my own age. And I go off, have a terrible time with some creepy groper, and you sit all alone wondering if what you did was wise, regretting it. Well, let's just cut to the chase here. So the answer is no. No, I don't have to. I want to." And with that, she returned to her contented, pensive watching of the birds, diving and fishing out over the sea. "Why do you live on the beach?" She changed the subject and challenged him. "Because I can." He felt good about his flippancy. "Do you have any money?" She thought she might help. "I have what I need." "What if you want something else?" She persisted. "Well, I'll worry about that when I do." She pondered, her pretty head resting on her drawn-up knees.